Top of the morning to you lads, and welcome back to another amazing video by your true and amazing commentator, or reader, Knight Karita with a K. I'm an idiot, I know. Don't hate, appreciate. Pow. Something's weird with the mic. Okay, that is weird. Any hoozles, I don't really have that much to talk about except that I do have a time limit on making these videos. I'm supposed to call my girlfriend back if in like an hour or so. So I'm gonna be making 3 videos, and I need all the time I need, so let's continue back where we started. The asylum investigation's gone wrong. Sweetie Belle casually stepped closer to the photo while Apple Bloom looked back and forth between her and it. Sweetie Belle gulped and levitated the photograph out of her friend's mouth. Looking at the blurry photo, she saw Scootaloo looking at the next story of all 3 flashlights pointed in different directions. Another tingle ran down her spine as the room grew colder and colder. Sweetie Belle saw in the photo that Sweetie Belle saw in the photo what had returned in the other 2 speechless. In the bottom right corner was something that shouldn't have been there in a million years. 2 million? Nah, that's too much. A little bit less than 10,000 years, but a million. That sets the cake. A pair of eyes were looking directly at the camera, showing, dropping the photo in fright. Sweetie Belle noticed the other 2 with their flashlights turned on a spot the eyes had been. None of the dust had been disturbed, and a pile of paper scattered on the floor remained unmoved. All 3 of the fillies had a fear in their eyes, the hairs on the back of their manes standing on end, and an air of paranoia about them. All 3 of them noticed that they were able to see their breath. Why is it suddenly so cold? Scootaloo asked, nervously glancing back and forth and shivering occasionally. Can we go home now? Apple Bloom was begging more than asking. Scootaloo merely nodded her head and turned on the spot, only to stop in her tracks, frozen in pieces. She had barely enough time to utter a small whisper before all 3 of them heard a door behind them give a loud creak. Leave! A ghost whisper called down from the other side. No! All 3 fillies screamed. Ah! And Sweetie Belle jumped backwards and fell onto the stairs, dropping her flashlight as the door slammed shut again. Up the stairs! Scootaloo shouted, running up the steps as Apple Bloom sprinted right behind her. Sweetie Belle grabbed the flashlight quickly, not really realizing that she grabbed the wrong end, and the beam pointed directly into her mouth, revealing that unibrow thing, umbilical cord. No, it's something else, something drastically. Dun dun dun. Running up the stairs, she tried to guide herself with the scattered of flashlight, veiling light from her 2 friends. She climbed the steps 2 at a time, rushing to get out of the stairwell as quickly as her hooves would allow, miscalculating a number of steps and banging her left forefoot on the last step. Her flashlight dropped from her mouth as she yelled in pain. Ah, my God! No! As it fell into the first landing, scattering on the solid concrete and producing an impact smack before going completely dark. Sweetie Belle! Apple Bloom's voice called from the top landing as she and Scootaloo held the door open, breathing in the dark chamber and light. Hurry! The injured unicorn slowly limped up the stairs and through the door. All three of the ponies, feeling that they were safe out of harm's way, collapsed with their backs against the door. The three sat for a second. 1 second. Catching their breaths and letting their heart rate fall. Are you? Give me one. Holy fuck, that scared the crap out of me. Abulun spat out her flashlight and took a breather. A good old breather, taking 5 as most call it. Okay, sweetie? Sweetie Belle nodded before looking at her redundant hoof. Just bruise my hoof a bit. Just bruise my hoof a bit. She recited her friend before giving a frown and finishing. But I did break my flashlight. Oh, whoa! Scootaloo climbed then, letting the flashlight gently fall between her legs and looking at the other two with a smile. What an adrenaline rush! Wasn't that fun? The both of them look at her crazy and say, "We're going home. Fuck you." So you do admit that ghosts are real? Scootaloo smugly asked. Obviously, in a day daggers, Apple Bloom was shooting into possession. Let me do that again. Obvious to the daggers, Apple Bloom was shooting at the Pegasus. I am sorry. I don't care, Apple Bloom said in the most serious tone she could ever muster. Sweetie Belle nearly hurt herself something fierce. This place is dangerous, and I was going to tough it out with you until you were satisfied. But enough is enough. I'm going home, with or without you, as each party should have, and let her go to her do. Abuboom helped up Sweetie Belle before turning back to Scootaloo, who had pushed herself to her hooves. I also broke the recorder on the way up the stairs, she said, taking off the device and tossing it in front of Scootaloo. You get to explain that to Twilight, as well as your camera thingamajig. Abuboom then pulled off the camera off. Abuboom then pulled the camera off her head and skidded to the recorder. Fine, but you can at least let me stop every once in a while and take a few pictures, Scootaloo asked, putting the recorder and flashlight into her saddlebag. Ooh, gotta keep those safe. Okay, that's okay, Scootaloo. Sweetie Belle responded with a forced smile. A smug of pain shrugged across her face every time she placed her front hoof on the ground. I might have to stop and rest a bit every so often anyways. I think I might have a serious bang up my hoof. This door's locked itself anyway, Abuboom brooded, smacking the handle of the door to no avail. We're going to have to go around. She knocked the door one last time before turning around and heading down the eerie similar hallway. Ooh. On the left was yet another row of doorways, some open, some closed, and some missing doors completely. The humanity. On the right, moonlight spilled into the room from the many windows overlooked and raised courtyard, floating the entry hallway in eerie whites and blues and casting odd shadows where old graffiti blocked the lights. As Sweetie slowly limped to catch up to Applebloom, Scootaloo wandered into one of the rooms, noticing the entry place was almost pitch black with no windows leading outside. The path room reeked of mold, so Scootaloo wasn't very urged to linger too long. Scanning for a brief second for anything interesting and snapping a few photos, when she didn't find anything, she quickly stuffed the results into her bag without even looking. She turned around and continued down the hallway, jogging to catch up with the other two quicker. I'm coming! Don't leave me alone! I'm scared! Ghosty goose! They had already forgotten. They have already gotten halfway down the eerie hallway when Scootaloo finally caught up with them. You bastards, let me down! How could you? I hate you! Looks like there's Looks like those might have been isolated rooms we just passed. Scootaloo continued as she glanced into the rooms they walked by. Nothing a similar design to every other room. All the rest seemed to just be a normal patient's room. A bed frame, boarded windows, and a lot of ton of white wallpaper. Uh-huh. Apple Bloom mostly grunted, walking onward. Did they do anything in Did they do anything to them in those rooms? Sweetie Belle asked, trying to maintain a curious grin to overshadow the small surge of pain she was exuding. Nah, they just usually put them in there when they won't shut up. Scootaloo commented, tilting her head and rolling her eyes. Right then, she noticed something unusual in one of the patient's rooms. Whoa! Let's hold up. These gals. Hold up! There, gals! Scootaloo stopped the trio, taking a step into the particular room. What are we gonna find? I don't know. But let's do it. Shrine. In this particular room, a shrine was laid out in the middle of the room on the ground. Down in what could only be described as blood was a perfect pentagram, a different colored gem laying on each point of the star, a red gem laid at the top of the star, followed by an orange one, then green, blue, and purple, as the ponies looked clockwise. A spot void of dust in the middle included another gem, had once laid there in a strap of a complex star. Are those? Scootaloo trailed off, looking around the rooms to see a pink star-shaped gem laying half hidden behind some papers. The elements of harmony? Applebloom muttered, not understanding how it was even possible for them to be there. I thought they'd give those back, Sweetie Belle commented. I thought so too. And as though what about you? I thought so too. Let's make money. Refreshing. Applebloom replied, rubbing her chin with her hoof. Like money grabs. What are you doing, Scootaloo? She asked in an assuring tone when she noticed Scootaloo placing the star gem into the middle of the pentagram. Everybody remember this? This is Scootaloo's fault. She's the one that touched it. They're fake, Scootaloo said, turning to the other and avoiding Applebloom's question. If she had to be honest, she wasn't sure why she moved the gem in the first place. Just because I fucking wanted to, because I'm a boss. That was definitely not a gem. It felt like some sort of plastic. I don't like how this room feels, Applebloom said, shivering up and down. Continuing on before Scootaloo could say anything at all. Anything. Don't just start on the ghosty hoony, Scoots. This room has dark magic. Twilight warned me about that back when we had Twilight time, and I could feel it. Let's get out of here. Yes, listen to fucking Applebloom. She's shit. Wait, what's that on the wall? Of course, Sweetie Belle asked, pointing to some words. God. Putting on some words on the wall behind them, painted with some bloodish red substance as a star. Oh god, cults everywhere. On the wall was an arrangement of letters and spelled out words the trio had never seen. Equirus, Demonicus, Oritus, Hack, Noct. Scootaloo guessed as the pronunciation as best as she could. What do you think that means? I think it might be Eric Punish, Sweetie Belle said as the others were slightly shocked as she even had a guess. What? Twilight taught it to me in my magic studies. Well, what do you think it means? Scootaloo asked again, giving a little frown to Sweetie Belle. Equus, oh, I am terribly bad at these words. Equus, daemoniscus, orator, hac nocte. Wow, pretty good if I do say so myself. She mumbled, looking at the words on the wall again. Again. Why not one time? One time is good, right? One time. I have no idea. Completely clueless, and we should get the fuck out of here. Sweetie Belle responded, biting her lip a bit. Ooh, sexy. I only know that equus means horse, and noche means night. Is this Spanish? What? Noche means tonight. Noche, it just means night, actually. Noche, night, night, day, como dia, day, Spanish 101. So this praise means something about a horse tonight. Abalone skittedly asked, thinking that this was part of some big hoax. Are you sure you can't figure out something else? Like how this is all fake? But Punish is real, Sweetie Belle argued. The old language. She began to argue with Applebloom as Scootaloo idly walked around the room. A single bed laid roughly off to the side, pushed there by whoever had set up the shrine. On the bed frame, a clipboard was laying face down, lacking the dust. Yeah! Okay, somebody just called me. That's weird. I'm gonna ignore them because that kind of scared me. Oh god, I totally lost my place. Yay! Okay, on the bed frame. A clipboard was lying face down, lacking the dust to had accomplished on everything else in the room. Picking it up, Scootaloo read through what was written on the top. It seemed to be an old medical record kept very well intact. The patient's name written on top said Blossom. Ooh, like Blossom from the Powerpuff Girls. I see why. I see where she's at now. Ho ho ho. Then there were Pegasus. There were Pegasus and pages, of course. Little drawings. Why not? There were pages upon pages in the notes. From what Scootaloo could gather in the mess of handwritten notes and attempts at wrecking the pages, Blossom had suffered from an extreme case of multiple personality disorder. Her second personality being a dangerous pony by the name of Screwloose, of course, very classy name, and her third being a personality of a dog. At the end, it said that she'd been euthanized of the promise of the promise of days before the hospital was shut down. Ha! Interessante. Scootaloo commented to herself. But why white? Equalis dermanis adoris hac noce here. Harik god body nice God, I'm going to hell one day. Scootaloo mumbled the phrase a third time, idly poking the star gem as she noticed that it had been resting a bit off to the left of the middle of the pentagram. Suddenly, a red glow stormed from the star gem, and behind her the wall seemed to smear a glow rumble, resulting throughout the building. Scootaloo? What did you do? Applebloom yelled, backing into the corner as the bed along with a cowering Sweetie Belle. And that so does it for the part 4 the last investigations gone wrong. Sorry, I cannot talk today. And it is getting interesting. I'm so far loving the story. It's a very good story. Sorry that I'm doing like a bunch of blah 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 blah. But I am being myself. Not sure if you guys like it, but whatever. I like not whatever. You guys matter too. And I wanted to talk a couple briefly words saying thank you so much for everything, for subscribing to my channel. We are at 101 right now, which is really surprising because I would never have thought I would actually get this many subscribers. There's many people from actually my videos that I like to do. That being said, I want to make a more sincere video for you guys, thanking you so much for everything. But but I have to finish. Okay, that being said, I love you guys so much. Please check out the other parts of the videos. More will be on the way. Don't worry. And as always, I will see you in the next video. Sayonara.